The proposed data center just north of Wyndham, what the heck is going on with that? In this video, what I'm going to do is I'm going to catch you up to everything that we know, everything that was covered at the Wyndham Foundation's meeting at the Shady Grove Elementary School. We're going to cover the overview of the proposal that HHHunt is providing, why this matters to Wyndham residents, the potential negative impacts of the data center. We're going to cover the environmental, the health impacts. We're going to cover the potential economic impacts. We're going to cover the approval process that this data center would have to go through to become a reality. And then last but not least, we're going to be talking about what you as a local resident can do to ward this off. So if you choose, let's jump into it. All right, so a few weeks ago, the Wyndham Foundation, which came together with a very swift response that was very well organized, I believe, put together a meeting to basically discuss the proposal that caught everybody off by surprise. This was nothing that Henrico County was aware of. This is nothing that Wyndham was aware of. I think we all found out via the Richmond BizSense article that was posted a month or so ago. The Wyndham Foundation has put together the Smart Development Task Force, which is a task force of individuals that are volunteering to kind of deal with the situation that come from multiple different disciplines. There are folks, there's an attorney on the task force. There's somebody, I believe, that has experience in data centers and technology. Just a lot of smart people that are working together to make the best out of this situation. All right, so an overview of the proposal. HHHunt has proposed a 900 megawatt, yes, 900 megawatt. And if you're not familiar, as I was not, 900 megawatts is the equivalent of the electrical usage of 750,000 homes. Yes, 750,000 homes. 10 building hyperscale data center complex in Hanover County on 410 acres, including Hunting Hawk Golf Course. If this goes through, it will be the third largest data center in the country, as we were told. Planned completion would be around 2035, so this would not be an overnight project. It includes a wastewater treatment plant, substation, and fuel storage. It's also estimated this would increase 2,900 plus additional vehicle trips daily in the area. So why this matters, obviously it is right on top of Wyndham. Multiple concerns were raised. The noise from about 300 generators as well as AC units that would be running on a continuous basis. I will link up the video in the description of this video where you can actually play some audio of what it would be like to live next to a data center. And spoiler alert, it is not great. The air pollution estimated at 1,100 tons per year of carbon monoxide. I don't have any point of reference for how much pollution is safe, but it does not seem good. There are multiple diesel generators that I believe they said, even if the diesel generators don't need to be used for emergency purposes, they're allowed to run about 100 hours per year just for maintenance, which even that is a fair amount of air pollution within a mile of Shady Grove Elementary School, as well as Chickahominy Elementary School. There's the light pollution. Obviously, just for security reasons, this thing needs to be lit up at all times of the day, which would not be the best. There's a water consumption issue. So these data centers, if you're not familiar, use water to cool their servers. And we are told that the way in which they use this water, about 80% of that water just evaporates and is not replenished. So this would be a huge draw on the water supply of the Chickahominy River. Would not only have negative effects for us here locally, but would also have downstream effects for those that water sources get fed by the Chickahominy River. There's the traffic on Ashland Road. So you live in the area, you already know there's a fair amount of traffic right now between the Amazon distribution plant as well as that other building that's being built. There would be a heavy amount of traffic while this is being built. The visual impact, so these buildings would be 62 feet tall, which is taller than some of the pines in the area. So potentially those, you know, in Chadsworth and Preston would be visually able to see a data center at all times, which I don't think there was their vision when they bought in there. There's also a risk of abandonment. I think this is a little bit lower risk, but if for whatever reason the project were to fail financially, there would be a huge commercial building that would just be vacant, which is not ideal. Just to summarize, environmental and health impacts, air quality concerns, increased documentation of increased asthma and respiratory issues in children due to pollution that live close to these things. Shady Grove Elementary, once again, is 0.8 miles from the proposed site. I don't know the exact distance for Cackley, but it's close. The economic impact, I personally don't believe it would completely tank all real estate values in the area, but if you are somebody that is directly up against this, if you can see this from your house, I do think that would have a negative impact on your home value. Tough to quantify that, but I don't think that's what anybody envisions when they want to buy a home in a nice community, is seeing a commercial building of any sort. Now, what's very interesting about this project, it is completely in Hanover County, so Henrico County does not have a seat at the table for this decision. It seems in what they broke down in the meeting that Hanover County council persons have been receptive to hearing constructive criticism, constructive concerns, but at the end of the day, the decision solely rests with Hanover County, which can be a little nerve-wracking that nobody from Wyndham nor Henrico County has a seat at the table and is going to be a part of the decision. All right, so let's talk about what we know about the approval process. So on Monday, November the 17th at South Anna Elementary School, HHHunt has a community meeting where they are going to be basically telling their side of the story. They're going to be formally proposing this to the community, simply basically stating their case of, hey, this is why this is great and this is why it's going to be awesome. The Planning Commission then has their own hearings. From there, we go to a Board of Supervised vote, and then we go to a DEQ and agency reviews for water, environmental, and power issues. So there are multiple points in this process where residents are going to be able to submit feedback. All right, so you might be asking yourself, hey, this all sounds terrible. What can I do as a resident to kind of fight this off? Well, the first thing that you can do is to submit your comments, your concerns to the Hanover County Board of Supervisors. We will link up that list in the description below. Now, a word of caution, the Wyndham Foundation recommended waiting until after the November 17th meeting. So basically, instead of just saying, hey, we just want to shut this down, we don't care what it is, alternatively, hearing out HHHunt of like, hey, here's your proposal. And after, considering your proposal, we objected for these reasons. Also too, you can send an email, but it's recommended that you're going to get a little bit further sending a physical letter to your council members. It just hits different, as the kids say. And then last but not least, remember that being civil and polite, if you send out nasty grams, you're probably going to only get so far. Whereas if you send out constructive, hey, I've considered a proposal, here are the reasons why I have concerns for myself and my family, that's probably going to go further with Hanover County than just sending them hate in the mail. Also recommended, attend the November 17th HHHunt meeting at South Anna Elementary. Share this information, share this video with your neighbors in Wyndham, Milestone, Carriage Homes, nearby communities. Awareness is key on this. You can also stay up to date with everything regarding this. Once again, the Wyndham Foundation has put together a very good task force. The smartdevelopmenttaskforce.com is their website where they will be posting more information as time goes on. Stay involved, get involved. In summary, the best thing that you can do for yourself is to stay involved in this process, stay educated, and then submit your feedback when appropriate. So a couple action items that I would recommend for you: attend the November 17th meeting at South Anna Elementary School if you are able. The time is still to be determined. Share this information, share this video with your neighbors in the area so that they are also informed about the potential negative impacts of this data center. Write the Hanover County Council members. Email is good, physical letter is better, and stay up to date with the Wyndham's Smart Development Task Force, which they put together, and their website, which we'll post in the video, is smartdevtaskforce.com. They've got a lot of good information on there, and they're going to continue to update that as time goes on, and we'll try to keep you up to date as well. Hope you found this video useful. Share it with a friend if you need them to be educated about this as well.